Another body has been recovered at the Klip River 2 days after the recovery of 18-year-old Ayaphiwa Ndothi. Ndothi, a 21-year-old, or should we say the 21-year-old man who was swept away by the river during a cleansing ritual on Saturday. This is the body that we are told now has been discovered. And Zola Sholwana is on that story for us. Zola, good morning to you. Are you able to describe the area in which the body was recovered, and how was it recovered? Who took notice of it? All right. I think Zola Sholwana.
4 kilometers away from where we were earlier on.
Apologies there. Now, you were interrupted slightly. Let's pick up from where we started. Talk to us about how this body was discovered.
Well, Koli, so what we are being told right now is that the body was discovered by the EMS aquatic team that was paddling since, day one. This incident was reported. So they found the body trapped under a branch, and that is about 4 kilometers away from where we were earlier on, where they started. And really what they said was that they are actually glad that they continued paddling in the same same stream, same distance every day, because they passed this place, the past 4 days, and they did not see anything. So if they had moved on from, the bridge towards the other way of the stream, chances were they were not going to be able to see this body. Right now, the EMS team is on the ground and trying to extract the body out of the river into a body bag while they wait for forensic to take over the scene.
So, Zola, important here for us to be very careful, should we say, around the description of the person that has been discovered. So, if we go back and trace the steps to the body of Ayaphiwa Ndothi, when her body was removed from the river stream, we could not say instantaneously that this was one of the people who had gone missing on Saturday during that cleansing ceremony, because various tests have to be conducted first before she can be positively identified. And then, of course, those tests went ahead, including family members who had to go and identify her. So the discovery of this body, is it safe to say that we can simply say a body has been recovered, but it's unclear at this stage whether it is indeed the body of the young man who would have been or who would have fallen into the river alongside Ayaphiwa?
Well, certainly, Koli. I mean, it's still a bit early right now to mention that the body that was or that has been discovered is linked to the body that was swept away on Saturday. We will then wait for confirmation from EMS to tell that, but we are told that it's a body of a male person, and of course, because there's a family that's still looking for their loved one, they will be alerted by EMS so that they can start maybe making their way to the scene so they can see if they're able to identify the body, or if they are unable to come here, then they'll make their way to the nearest mortuary, where they'll do a similar process to Ayaphiwa Ndothi's family, which is obviously identifying the body. If they're unable to do that, then an autopsy has to be performed, because you'd understand that Ayaphiwa's family was complaining about the fact that her body was filled with mud. Hence, it was hard for them to be able to identify her by looking at her features. It took about 2 days, probably, for them to be able to pick up and see that this is their daughter. So a similar process will begin today for this particular body that has been discovered here.
And Zola, are you able to tell us at this stage whether the family of this young man who had been missing for a number of days. Are they there on hand to perhaps identify if this is indeed their loved one?
Well, today they are not on the scene. Yesterday they were close to the river, and of course they really wanted to, hear about the latest developments on the story in terms of is the EMS aquatic team finding anything with regards to their son, being washed away or swept away by the river. So today they're not on the scene, but we are told that they've been alerted that there's a body that has been discovered, and obviously from here we assume that they will then, be given a chance to actually come and view this body that is currently being extracted by the EMS aquatic team out of the water. As I had mentioned earlier on, that the body was trapped under a branch, so it was even difficult, for the SAPS chopper to even be able to see from a distance. It took EMS officials that were paddling, through the same direction for, the past 5 days to actually see that there's a human being that's trapped under that branch.
Zola, Sholwana, giving us a detailed description of how this discovery was made. Thank you very much for your reporting there, Zola, Sholwana, telling us that at this stage we cannot say that the body has been positively identified as that of the person that was with Ayaphiwa Ndothi. Ayaphiwa Ndothi is the 18-year-old woman who was swept away in this river stream. Her body discovered just 2 days ago, and then the family had to be given the opportunity to see whether this was indeed their daughter, and after that viewing, the family able to positively identify that this is indeed their daughter. So at this stage, all we can tell you is that a body of a male person has been discovered along this Klip River stream in the south of Johannesburg, and tragic indeed.